And as such, people really like that version of those characters, because a character being too competent and badass apparently makes them unrelatable. After months of intense deliberation among my peers in the scientific community, we've come up with a classification for these characters to differentiate them from their comic counterparts in an efficient way. I like to call this type of characterization the funny little penis man who trips on his balls and goes boom.
Sup, penis Parker?
Spider-Man can't stop a moving vehicle in this scene because the plot needs him to fuck up. So even though we've seen him do it before successfully, he can't now, and his strength is weirdly reduced for one scene. Now he's slipping and sliding and smashing into trash cans and being a funny little penis man tripping on his balls. These characters are only allowed to be badass in the moments where it serves as an intense juxtaposition from their previous behavior, where the audience goes, "Oh wow, look at that, he finally got something right for once," as opposed to being able to accomplish basic tasks without the boobery buffoonery quite frequently. Look, I get what they're going for. Seeing our heroes mess up sometimes makes them fallible and human. They can't be 100% in control all the time, but it starts to become frustrating as a viewer when screwing up is their default state and getting things right is the exception. This sort of thing needs to be used in moderation, or the character just seems like an incompetent clown and I stop rooting for them. Instead of making Mr. Knight tough, badass, or really intimidating, he too is a funny penis man tripping on his own balls and going boom, for all but maybe one scene in the final episode where he finally shuts the fuck up and just fights. That's his big, "oh, he got something right for once" moment. Obviously I find this trope a little bit tiring, but it certainly has its audience. That audience being younger people on social media who like to draw fan art of the characters being cute and silly. The people who accept the whoopification with open arms because they actually love seeing a tough superhero be a precious little small bean. Then they can post compilations on YouTube of Stephen Grant being too pure for this world for 10 minutes and squeal with delight as he charmingly stammers and stumbles at every step of his adventure. I'm not in that community and I can't really relate to their love of that, but that doesn't mean they're invalid and that they aren't a big part of what sells these projects. The stands pining for dopey little guys are probably a major factor in drumming up social media attention for these projects. And I think the showrunners and directors are aware of this and try to placate them a little with the slapstick nervous wreck characters being hilariously bad at things. Given that this series puts such an emphasis on this type of humor, as well as a giant silly Disney cartoon hippo designed to sell Funko Pops, I have further evidence that, again, I was not the target demographic for this show.